Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh by Shemam Rashai, by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, to be light unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson. I think I'm going to name this one Democracy. The experiment has failed. And I'm going to play a bit of a video. And Salaki, I'm in a place that's kind of noisy. It's a coffee shop. But I'm having a tea right now, so I just decided, Spirit jumped on me to do this right now. So I just turned on the camera because there's really nobody around except me and a street guy that's about 10-15 feet away from me, and he in his own world. So, but I'm gonna play this video from the Prepared Mind, and it's called, and it's on SHTF, shit hit the fan. That's what that means for those of you who don't know. All right. So without any further ado, let me turn this up so you can hear it. I don't want to use my speaker like I normally do because I don't want to really draw too much attention to myself, but here we go.
A retired Army sergeant, not the one I talked about yesterday. This is a different fellow. His name is Kenneth Harrelson. He was arrested for being in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. That's why he was arrested. His bank account was locked down. His wife lost her job as a result of this, and they don't know what to do. This is horrifying. This is not Stalin's communist Russia. Of course, I'm pointing to that right down here. Let me get my finger in the right place. There we go. It's over here, right? The communist dictator Stalin, he's still dead. He's still dead. That's correct. Still dead. I'm not talking about Hitler's Germany, his Gestapo, his SS under Reichsmaster, Meister, whatever the hell his title was, Himmler. No, we're talking about the United States of America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Who is being brave? Who is bravely standing up for liberty, land of the free? Who is bravely standing up for freedom? Well, folks, I hate to break the news to you, and this is hard news to break. Are you ready? This is what you guys are here for. The Civil War has already started. There just aren't any gunshots being fired. The Civil War has been started. It is again an aggressive federal government attacking the people. Just as they started the 1860s war. The war has started while Trump was even president. The war has enemies, right? In every war, there's enemies. In this case, the federal D.C. government appears to have begun fully engaging in the PSYOP, the psychological operation warfare, and they're now prosecuting what they consider to be war crimes, which is participating in free speech activities that criticize D.C. You see, if you go to Washington, D.C. as the sergeant is, and you engage in criticism of government, its function, its failure to obey its constitutional edicts and demands on government. Remember, government has rules that it must obey. Instead, government makes rules for us to obey. That's not how it was set up. It was set up to serve us and obey the rules.
And see, that's the problem. The government does not serve the people anymore. Let's grab a quick scripture. This is Second Ezra. Because the Prepared Mind, his channel is all about the people rising up and taking the government back. Even though he gives a disclaimer that that's not what he's saying, that's what he's saying. And that's prophesied to happen. But this is 2 Ezra 15:15, and it reads, "For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So these people, especially these veterans, American citizens, patriots, and veterans, that speak against the status quo, that speak about the Constitution, uplifting and upholding the Constitution. You now have a government that completely goes against the Constitution, and they'll do anything to, and a government that also is for the corporations. See, the corporations have basically hijacked America, hijacked your democracy. And the corporations, the laws are made to benefit them and not the people. And if you speak against that, you are now labeled a terrorist. You know, and the First Amendment is dead. Democracy has failed. You cannot speak freely in this country. You know, there's that saying that you want to know who rules over you. Just find out who you can't speak bad about. My client today came in and immediately started complaining about how the Jews in New York just screwed him. And I'm like, well, what's up, man? And he's an Edomite. And he goes on to tell me that he had an Amazon, and I guess that he had some sort of order for a product. I don't want to give too much information because people might do a little Google research and figure this out. But he had a $10 million order for something, and I guess Amazon was supposed to deliver this particular product, and something happened where there was a connection didn't go across, and Amazon dropped the ball on it. All right, and he asked, he and his company asked for compensation of their product, and that they were supposed to move to this other entity. I guess there's 3 parties involved, and whatever happened, Amazon basically told him to go screw himself. He said, we're Amazon, you got enough money to pay a lawyer to come up against us, bring it. So they ended up settling with Amazon for $1 million. So they lost out on 9. So I guess Amazon decided to compensate them $1 million, but that's $10 million is nothing to Amazon. All right. So his company got his $1 million, but now the company that they were supposed to deliver to is now suing them. And he was like, and that's democracy. That's how the process works. And he said, and it failed. And he said, and it failed me, and I got screwed. And I'm white. And I just started laughing. So he said, don't believe the hype, man. Being white in America means nothing anymore, and I just kind of held back what I really wanted to say and what I was really thinking. But how much truth did he speak? These people are at war with one another, man. All right, this is Mark 3:25. And that, man, it's like I bring this scripture out a couple times a week, man. But this is Mark 3:25, and it reads, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against Satan, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end." So these people, like I said, their democracy has failed. It does not work for the people anymore. It works for the corporations. And then the corporations are downsizing and firing the people. All right? And he finally agreed with me that he could see the digital thing coming. He couldn't see that before, but now he sees it. This particular guy I was talking about. But we'll grab one more scripture and close this out. This wasn't meant to be a long video. But this is Daniel 8:25. Because see, what you have to understand is that democracy has ran its course. And what the people who believed in democracy doesn't realize is that democracy had a part 2, and the part 2 didn't include the citizens at all. See, democracy morphed, it metamorphed into what it is today. And democracy is democracy for the super rich and the elites and the corporations, but it's oppressive to the citizens and everyone else. All right? But this is Daniel 8:25, and it reads, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall fall, but he shall be broken without hand." So, Esau, Edom is going to be broken without power. They're going to war with each other, and they're not going to survive it. And we're going to sit back, pop some popcorn, and enjoy the show. Call hello, Yahweh by Shanama Shai, by Shem Rakak Wadash, Wa Abba Babal, Shalawam, Kwam Yasharala.